Hey y'all, so God had me in these spiritual streets, baby, and honestly, He just had me like walking around the neighborhood and stuff like that, and then boom, I'm around this neighborhood that looks familiar, and I'm like looking at God, and He looking at me, and I'm looking at God, and He looking at me, and I'm like, well, God, I don't want this person to see me. I don't even want to deal with this person. You know what I'm saying? This was somebody from my past that I just wasn't trying to kick it with, just, when you leave something in the past, you just leave it in the damn past. So, but God was like, no, baby, I'm trying to show you something. Let me just let you see something really quick so that you can have a message for your subscribers and your supporters and the collective. Okay. He said, let me show you something. So God had me on mute and He made it where I can only see. So God had put me to the side. Okay. And I was in front of this house. This house looked familiar, familiar with me. And what stood out about this house was a couple things. So I noticed that the screen door was closed, but the main door was open. So there was a screen door that was covering the door. So I knew that these people were up. It was about 5, 6 a.m. I knew that part too. So I was like, okay, this person is getting ready for work. And then there was 2 cars that was outside. Okay. And there was a really nice like BMW. And then there was a hoopty doopty whoopty. And is no shade, no hate towards the hoopties, because my first car was a hoopty. My second car was it was a hoopty shit. But God just showed me that this car was super, 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 super old. Okay. It was very old looking. And that is just the first word that comes to mind. It was given hoopty. It was given lemon. It was given, he brought that car from Matilda dad. Okay. Just period. No shade to nobody that have a hoopty or whatever like that. Listen, it's better to have a hoopty than to not have nothing. All right. But God just wanted this to be known that this was a very old Matilda's dad car. And I know y'all are giggling because if you seen Matilda, then you know exactly who her father is and the type of cars that he used to sell. So this is somebody that got Matilda's dad car. And then there was a super nice car in the front of the house as well. Now the gag was God had me to the side, right, so that I can watch this person. Excuse me, y'all. So God had me to the side. So we're basically just watching this person. I could see them coming out. They don't look the happiest as they're coming out of their house. And guess what? They're not going to the nice Beamer that's parked outside. They're going to the hoopty. So now I'm like, oh, I see why he's a bit upset, because if you know, this is somebody that is very materialistic. This is somebody that has been living a certain way for a while now. So they're not prepared for the smears or the looks or whatever, or the grins or the snares, whatever they're going to get from people because they're showing up in this hoopty. So this is somebody that was feeling a bit ashamed that they were going into this hoopty. And this could be why they was leaving at the crack of dawn too. Maybe they didn't want people to see them leaving into this hoopty. Who knows? Whatever. All I knew is this person was getting ready to go to work and they were starting up a hoopty. They wasn't starting up the BMW. Now the BMW was there just for show, because obviously it wasn't working. Okay. God had made it known to me that this car was not working. It wasn't, you know how a house would be like vacant, not being occupied. That's the same thing that I was getting from this car. This car was vacant. It was not being occupied. Now, who knows? This car might just need a simple, fix or something like that. But this is somebody, they cannot afford this car. Okay. This is somebody that was living above their means. And now it caught up to them. And now they have to live within what the fuck they can afford, which is totally fine. But this is somebody that did not want that. Okay. They did not want that. They're used to having a certain image. They're used to people seeing them a certain way. They're used to having materials. And now that they don't have the materials that they've been getting all their life, or that they've been using to impress people for all their lives, they don't have that anymore. So now it's almost like people got to love you for who you are, not because of what you have. And this is something that this person is not used to. Okay. Did y'all clock that? People got to love you for who you are and not what you have. And this is something that this person is not used to. This person is used to people loving them because of what they have regardless. So it don't matter what they are or who they are or how they act like. They know that people are going to love them because they love their car. Y'all get what I'm trying to say here? So this is somebody that is attached to the materialistic things, and they never had to really show up as their true authentic self. But guess what? God showed me that this is somebody that definitely had to downgrade in life, and they're showing up as their true authentic self, and they're not too happy about it. Now, We could break this down into another way, okay? God could definitely be talking about something deeper than a car, which is you. You can be the BMW in this case, and this is unoccupied. This person cannot occupy you anymore. This person cannot use you anymore. This person cannot run you anymore. They cannot afford to run you anymore. You are way too expensive for them, so now they have to keep it parked. But eventually somebody is going to come through and tell them, hey, you cannot have this car parked here because, it's going around a long time. And this wasn't a drive. This wasn't a driveway. So the cars were literally parked on the streets. Okay, so eventually somebody gonna come picking up these cars. Hey, you don't got your inspection, your registration, your tags, we gotta take this car, eventually that's what's going to happen. But for now, they had a pretty BMW in the front of the house with their hoopty. This is somebody that could not live. This is somebody that could not meet you where you was at. They cannot meet you. Okay, they could have thought that you required too much. They could have thought that you required too much maintenance, too much care, too much upkeep. And this is somebody that could not keep up with you. Okay, you are the beamer in their life, and they could not have a beamer. This person loves it. They like how it makes them look. They like showing up with this beamer. They like people to know that they like pretty things. They like pretty girls. They have pretty women, but they cannot actually afford this. This is also someone that is very, very cheap. And they want you to change who you are so that you can become cheap like them so that they can afford you. And that just simply wasn't who you are. That's like somebody having a BMW, but they're trying to fill it up with regular gas, or they're trying to give it regular oil changes, or they're trying to put regular Honda parts on a Beamer. It just doesn't work like that. Sometimes you got to go where the car, the level of the car, and go get the work done on the level of the car. This is somebody that has a premium car, but they're trying to get regular services. Okay, this is giving me somebody that loves him a pretty girl. They love bad bitches, but they don't like to upkeep a bad bitch. They're a hater. They hate bad bitches because they still a bad bitch, regardless if you're in their life or out of their life. So this person is upset with you because they're not able to ride you. They're not able to drive. They're not able to afford and drive you, but you're still shining as the BMW that you are. You're literally still sitting pretty. Imagine that. Imagine a man leaving your life and your life ain't changing not one bit. Yeah, that's what's going on. And somebody feels some type of way because you're still the BMW. You're still shining with or without them. You don't need to be driven. You're still a BMW. People are still looking at the BMW. This could have been somebody that thought that they played a bigger part in your life than what they really did, and they got a rude awakening. This could be somebody that was living above their means, and now God just gave them back what they're used to. This could have been somebody that was trying to bring insecurities out of you so that you can downplay what you want or what you need. Some people do that. They want you to be insecure about yourself so that you don't go and chase the stars, the moon, the sun. They want you to stay basic. You know how many people are like, oh, don't go get that BMW. Just get a regular car because they have a regular car. But if you can afford that BMW, you can go get it. This is somebody that couldn't afford it, though. And they would try to persuade you to get something cheaper because they can't afford it. And they know they can't upkeep it. You know what I'm saying? They know they ain't got no money coming in to actually help you with this investment. So they trying to tell you to go downgrading instead of just getting more money and upgrading. If you don't want to change your lifestyle, you go get some more money. This is somebody that wanted you to change your lifestyle instead of going to work to get some more money. This is laziness. There are certain things that we need in this world. No, you may not need a nice-ass BMW. You just need a car. But this is somebody that wants you to get something old, okay? The way that God showed me this car is in a dream. The car was old, baby. It was old. It was old, okay? It was a lemon for sure. Like, trust me, it was a lemon for sure. It's like, we in 2025 and you spent $500 on a car in 2025. Come on, it's a lemon for sure. When I brought my hoopty, that was a couple of years ago, over 5-6 years ago. And it was about $5,000. You know, that's around the time you could get some good hoopties for around, $4,000 or $5,000. Today's age in 2025, you might be able to get a good hoopty for like $8,000, $9,000. You know what I'm saying? $10,000. It's not like back in the day, and I got my car from an auction, and I be looking at the cars in the auction now. It don't give how it used to back in the day. So imagine someone spending $1,000 in an auction car or $500 for an auction car. It's not the same. It's not what we did back in the day. It's not going to have the same quality. It's not going to last you like our hoopties did back in the day. I want someone to understand that. God showed this to be like a hoopty. And this person was a bit ashamed walking outside to go into their car because they have this beautiful, nice car here, but they can't touch it. They can't work it. They can't drive it. Shit, they probably need an oil change. They probably need a new air filter. So many different things. And this person probably just can't afford it. So are you going to get mad at the Beamer for being expensive? Or are you going to get mad at yourself because you can't afford it? You should get mad at yourself and go get some more money. You don't get mad at a diamond for being a diamond. You don't get mad at a Beamer for being a Beamer, an Audi for being an Audi, Mercedes Benz for being a Mercedes Benz. No, you go get some more money if that's what you want. All right. So I don't know if this person is getting some more money, but bitch, God is saying that they done went through some serious downgrade because this is somebody that was trying to keep up with the Jonases, but they couldn't keep up. And they could have been trying to do this to keep up with you, but then try to bring you down at the same time. This is a weird energy. This is somebody that likes the finer things in life, but they want to complain about it at the same time. This is the type to be like looking at a menu at a 5-star restaurant and then be like, okay, we're going to go to this 5-star restaurant to eat. And then y'all get to this restaurant and they're complaining about the prices all the fucking time. And you're like, we literally looked at the menu. We looked at prices. We already knew it was going to be $300-$400 at least. What are we complaining about? This is that energy. Somebody that already see the fine blueprint, but still complaining when they get there. This is that type of energy. Somebody knowing how expensive a BMW is, or knowing how expensive it is to be with a queen, a woman of God, a real princess. Somebody thought that it was easy to be with you. It wasn't no requirements. They thought that they wasn't going to have to pay with the upkeep. They thought that they wasn't going to have to give you a nice car wash. They thought that they wasn't going to have to give you the right gas. This is somebody that thought that they was going to have a Beamer, a queen, God's daughter, and they were going to treat them like it was a lemon or a hoopty. It don't work like that, baby. Now you can go get with a lemon or a hoopty. Go get with somebody that is more low maintenance for you, which is totally fine. There's a woman for everybody out here. Everybody is a princess waiting to find their prince. It ain't that many princes out here. That's the gag. All women are princesses. Not all men are kings or princes. No. See the difference? And technically not all women are princesses, but every woman can be chose by a man. So they can be a princess. You get what I'm saying? All women can think that they're princesses. That's fine. But not every man is crowned as king. We know that in the Bible. We know that in the Bible. We know that in the Bible. Not every man is just crowned as king. Okay? It goes from generation to generation to generation. Some shit is way out of your control. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? But some men are meant to be king because their fathers is king and they're passing it down to the next lineage. And you know what I'm saying? But not every man is a king. Some of y'all are just meant to be servants. Some of y'all are just the knights. Some of you are just the security, okay? You take care of the king and the queen and all of that. But not everybody is just a crowned king. But anyhow, this is somebody that they could have been king. Their dad probably left them the throne to be a king, but they didn't step up to the position. If you too lazy, you ain't going to really make a king. Somebody, confirmation, that burp been trying to come out. This person has been dethroned. That's what I'm getting. Like, they could have had the chance to become king, but this person was dethroned because they did not want to live up to the king duties. You know, to be a king, you got to work hard. You got to make money. You got to drive luxury, right? You got to live a luxurious life. But if you don't work as hard, or you don't know how to upkeep your luxury, it can't stay with you, okay? It's not going to stay with you. God is going to get rid of it. So this is somebody that couldn't upkeep it, okay? They couldn't keep the upkeep. Sorry, y'all, I'm putting something on my lips. They couldn't keep up with it. And now God is like, well, I'm going to give you something else, something more your speed. And we're going to let that BMW go sit out there and mind the business that pays them. So, yeah, somebody could definitely be in another relationship right now. And this person that they're with, their standards, you know, they ain't as high as yours. And although this is somebody's perfect speed and this is what they can do, they can handle this person because they're way less upkeep. Okay, it ain't too much that they got to do for this new relationship, but they still feel ashamed about this. They feel a little sad because they know that they once was driving a Beamer, or they once had a BMW, and now they're in this lemon. And they really can't be mad at nobody but themselves because they have this like laziness to them. This is somebody from your past that was lazy. Or they just did the bare minimum. You know, not too much, not too less. Like this is somebody that just did the bare minimum. And if God is requiring more for a connection, for a relationship, for a person, for his daughter, for his king, for his son, you can't just be doing the bare minimum. Sometimes God wants you to go maximum. This is somebody that was just being too lazy. I feel like even God was getting tired of this person. If this person was supposed to be crowned king, I'm getting like their father or their grandfather was tired of this person. Like, is you going to wake up? Like, get to the back. This is somebody that whines so much about. They whine too much and they didn't go get the damn money enough. And this is somebody that wanted you to feel bad about things that they were whining about. But it's like, please, this is how I'm ending this video. Think of that example. You and someone is discussing where y'all want to go for lunch or dinner. You celebrating something. And of course, you're looking at the menu. You already got an idea. Okay, this is going to cost this much, whatever. We celebrate. Let's go have a good time. And then it's like y'all get to the place and this person is literally having an attitude, complaining to you because it's so much money, but y'all literally just went through the menu before y'all even got there. It's like one of those situations where someone thought that something was going to change when y'all got there. It's like this person goes to a car lot and say, oh, I want this BMW, or I want this nice ass Audi right here, or this Mercedes AMG truck. And then the salesman start breaking down the prices and the cost and how much, oil changes, how much air conditioner, like whatever might go wrong, any repairs that you might need within the car. And now the person is like, damn. And it's like, bro, you literally knew all of this already. Like, what did you expect? This is somebody that's acting like they didn't expect this. They wasn't ready for this. I don't know. But anyhow, this message is not going to be for everybody, which is totally okay. I love you all, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye.